We've got a magnetic induction heater kit to look at today from KKSevens. Well, let's open it up and take a closer look. Hey, what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. KKSevens reached out and asked me if I'd be willing to take a look at their magnetic induction heater kit, and I said absolutely. So here it is. The model is KS01. It's got a nice little case here, but let's open this up and see what comes included. Now this is just a little bit of a cautionary sheet or a warning sheet. It says, do not press the switch for a long time without heating the object after energizing. It will damage the machine. This has some thermal protection built in. It says don't use it more than 10 minutes. It says if a long time heating more than 10 minutes, the machine suspension is a normal phenomenon. I think they're saying that it will shut down. It's kind of like an override protection. Now here we've got a few more operating instructions and some warnings and whatnot, and it lets you know all of the components included. So we've got lots of different options in those coil sizes. Looks like there's 2 of each one. Well, that is a pretty big machine. Feels like there's a lot going on in here, but looks like we just put the rod into the end here. It's got a little LED light as well. And then the sides have these little threaded holes, and that's where we can use these knobs right here. We're just gonna thread those into the sides to hold one of these coils in place. Now, before we get this plugged in and start using this, I do wanna point out a couple of things. It says, people with pacemakers cannot use this device. It also says do not wear any metal objects such as rings, watches, necklaces, etc. The high frequency magnetic fields can immediately heat metal objects and can cause severe burns. All right, I just want to put a bolt in here and see if we can heat this up. So let's plug this in. Okay, let's see where we're at to start. Right around 89 degrees. And let's give this a go. I'm trying not to touch the bolt, because some of that insulation can burn. It's already smoking. So what this is doing is converting the high frequency current into a high frequency magnetic field, which passes through this magnetic metal and generates heat. Oh, look at that. That didn't really take that long. And it's red hot. Materials with a stronger magnetism will generate more heat, such as steel and iron, while metals with weak magnetism generate less heat, such as copper and aluminum. And of course, this has no effect on glass, plastic, wood, or fabric. Let's see where we're at. Oh, it's maxing out the thermometer. It's saying high. And now it's saying 750, 730. Pretty impressive. All right, we'll unplug this and let it cool down. All right, so as you saw, this does a great job of heating up bolts. Now I'm at my friend's house. He's got a 68 911 here that he's in the process of restoring, and just about every nut and bolt has to come off of it. So we're gonna get set up here with the induction heater, and let's see if we can loosen something up. This thing was pulled out of a swamp in Tennessee, and as you can see, it's pretty rusty. Just about everything on here is covered in rust, and lots of these panels are going to have to be replaced. But at this point right now, he's just taking stuff apart and then probably going to take it over to a restoration shop. But for right now, there's just a few little nuts and bolts that we can take off. So let's demonstrate how this works. Now we've just got this little Allen head bolt that is a part of a little clamp that holds down the fuel tank. He's already got the other ones out, but this one is just giving him a lot of trouble. Now he's been soaking this for quite a while with some PB Blaster, but it is still stuck in there. It's just like tearing the body apart. I'm going to see if we can heat that up and break it loose without ripping this to shreds, even though we know a lot of this is going to have to be replaced. So let's grab the induction heater, we'll get it plugged in and see if we can get that heated up and take it out. You can already see it starting to smoke. Hold this. All right, let's give it a try here. Looks like we're melting that hold down clamp. Broke loose. We got it. Now that of course is really hot, but that did the trick. Now this flat coil or free coil that they give you, it just says that you can wrap that around something 4 or 5 turns and then just plug it into that magnetic induction heater and it will work. That of course would be nice on something that's just too big to use one of these other coils that are included. This comes with a 1-year warranty but does not include the coils, and it also just says that these coils are somewhat consumable. So what happens is this insulation will sometimes burn off or wear off after so many heat cycles, especially if you touch it to the part that you're using. Now you definitely don't want to use the coils if they have damaged insulation. The contact between the damaged area and the heated metal may generate sparks, leading to a fire. Now you do have to use some common sense with this tool. Of course, wearing gloves and being safe, keeping a fire extinguisher handy is also a good idea. Now it also says after use, just unplug the power and let it cool down naturally for about 20 minutes. So I'm just kind of letting this cool down, and then I'll take this coil out and put everything back in the storage box. Now somebody did ask a pretty interesting question online about using a magnetic induction heater like this if you happen to have metal inside your body. For example, if you broke your arm and you've got a plate and some surgical screws inside. Now it's my understanding those are typically titanium and not really all that magnetic or a ferrous material. Plus you're not putting your arm in this coil or around this coil, but I would be careful, especially with some of this larger stuff. Don't do anything silly like that. Use some common sense. I happen to have some metal in my ankle but didn't feel anything at all, and so I really wasn't concerned, being the fact that my ankle is so far away from this magnetic induction heater. I just thought that that was an interesting question, although I really don't know the answer. Even though it says that some of the other non-ferrous metals will work, for example brass or copper, it still will heat up. It's just going to take a lot longer. And again, I think as long as you keep your arm or whatever body part that you have metal in away from this coil or not put it in the coil, you should be fine. I think that the magnetic field really is reduced quickly when you get away from that coil. Pretty impressed overall with how well this worked, and definitely something that is going to get quite a bit of use for me around the shop, around the garage, and with a lot of the cars that I work on. Now I don't live in the Rust Belt, but a lot of you that do, I can see how handy a tool like this would be, especially if you're on a farm or something like that, some heavy equipment. This would definitely be a game changer. You don't have to lug around the torch with you, and it's of course safer. If you're working in a really dry area, to not have an open flame would be very valuable. I can definitely see the benefit in that. As long as you've got a power source, a 110 power supply, you should be able to get this to work and get the job done. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. And of course, I'll get a link in the description where you can pick up your very own magnetic induction heater kit from KKSevens as well. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.